Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about a feature in most advanced cameras. It's called high dynamic range, or HDR. And what is HDR? HDR stands for high dynamic range. It's a technique that captures and processes content to increase the details in both bright and dark areas. This technique is recommended when the dynamic range of your camera is lower than the dynamic range that you are photographing. Nikon cameras often include an HDR mode. This feature automatically captures images and processes them into a high dynamic range. There are two techniques to create HDR in Nikon cameras. The first one is in-camera merging. The images are automatically merged into a single image, providing enhanced detail in highlights and shadows. The final HDR image is saved as JPEG, and the original exposure also can be saved on some cameras like Z6 III. Since the final image is not in RAW, it captures less data, limiting you for any extensive editing and enhancement in softwares like Photoshop, like Lightroom, Capture One, and so on. To set up the camera for HDR, go to Photo Shooting menu, go to HDR, turn it on, and you can set it up for single photo or series. I'm going to put it on single photo. Exposure differential. If you want to set it to auto, usually auto does a good job. Otherwise, you can set it to 1 exposure value or 2 EV or 3 EV. Smoothing is going to be normal. Save individual images. If you want your individual images in RAW, just turn this on and they're going to be saved. We are in Adobe Lightroom, and these 3 images have been taken with HDR in camera, and these 5 were taken with exposure bracketing. This is underexposure, overexposure, and this is the final JPEG image. So I can do some adjustments over here. And since this is not in RAW, you cannot do much enhancing and editing these JPEG files. Therefore, I recommend that you use your camera's picture control to enhance your image. For more advanced control, photographers use exposure bracketing in combination with softwares like Adobe, Lightroom, and Photoshop to manually create HDR images. To set up the camera for auto bracketing, go to Photo Shooting menu, Auto Bracketing. Make sure that this bracketing set is on AE bracketing, not AEN flash. When shooting 3 frames, you can choose between 0.3, 0.7, 1 stop, 2 stop, and 3 stops increment. Changing it to 5 gives you the same setting from 0.3 to 3 stops. Seven frames, 0.3 to 1 stop. As soon as you change it to 2 stops, then it automatically goes to 5 frames, and 9 goes to maximum 1 stop increment. Now we are set, and you can get out of the menu. The camera is ready to shoot the individual images for HDR. Now we get these 5 images taken with exposure bracketing. I'm gonna take them to Photoshop, open this layer in Photoshop, and as you see, these are being downloaded over here. I'm going to select all 5 of them, go to Edit, and do some auto align. I've been shooting these photos on tripod, but anyway, I can do the alignment over here in case there was a shake or movement of the camera. And now I'm gonna go back to Edit, Auto Blend, and I'm gonna use Stack Image. It is processing these files. As you see, this is the merged file. So I'm gonna choose the rest over here and delete them. And I'm gonna save this. Saving it, it's gonna take it back to Lightroom. So as you see, this is a raw file, and I can do a lot of enhancement and editing. This gives better quality and more flexibility compared to in-camera HDR. These files are saved as raw and provide you with great deal of data for extensive adjustment and enhancement. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you found it useful. If so, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you have any question, just drop it in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. As usual, take good care of yourself. Keep shooting. I see you soon. Cheers.